Thanks for joining us today on HXGN TV. I'm your host, Neville Judd, and today we're discussing Hexagon Mining's solutions for the entire drill and blast workflow. Joining me on my left is Seth Gehring, and on my far left, Rob Dorr, both from Hexagon Mining. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Nev.
Thanks.
My pleasure. So, before we get into the solutions, Seth, just sum up for me why drill and blast is so important to get right and the consequences of maybe not getting it right.
Yeah, well, that's a good question. A drill and blast in a mine is an extremely, as you can imagine, dangerous process. It's also a process that costs money and takes time to do. So doing it right can have enormous benefits for the mine as far as minimizing the amount of energy that's used for crushing and grinding that material and moving that material from one place to another. The real challenge, is when things go wrong, and that's the real benefit that we can get from our solution. When things go wrong, we have problems like fly rock, rocks flying off in the air that can cause dangerous working conditions. We also have problems like uneven benches, where the trucks are driving over a terrain that's not quite even, not quite flat. It causes uneven tire wear. And also getting that rock to the crusher, if it's not a uniform size that's the best size for the crusher, then it can wind up adding an additional cost and additional time to get that material processed. So getting it right is important. Getting it wrong is something we just don't want to do.
Right. So, Rob, an end-to-end drill and blast workflow sounds rather grand. Can you break it down for me, what Hexagon Mining offers clients?
Yeah, so I guess from the inception we have the drill design. So we're able to put in all the parameters and figure out what your best burden and spacing is, design it to your right bench levels, especially if you've got a ramp shot or to a particular elevation, and then pushing that through into the actual drill production phase with high precision drilling. So it's about getting it right out in the field and making sure that where we want the holes to be are drilled accurately as possible. And then that feedback loop of having your actuals back into your design then allows us to optimize the blast. And that's then really where the key comes in terms of our timing, the right amount of explosives that we should be utilizing, which it comes at a massive cost if you don't do it right. And then I guess the next component after that is really starting to capture that information out in the field for how much explosives did you say you were going to use, how much did you use, and reconciling that back through the process to make sure that you're doing your job right.
Right. So I'll throw this open to both of you. Can you tell me any sort of examples, either statistical or anecdotal, of clients who are getting benefit from this type of solution, the drill and blast solution from Hexagon Mining, as far as time saved or money saved?
Yeah, I'll start that one off. We have clients that are using integrated solutions, and some of the biggest benefits they're seeing are a decreased number of staff needed to manage the drill and blast workflow. As you can imagine, in the past, these sites are using they're entering data manually into spreadsheets, or they're having to transfer information from one system to another, and we've eliminated a lot of those steps. And so now the engineers have more time to spend analyzing their data and being engineers rather than having to do the analysis and data processing.
Right.
Yeah, I think I guess one of our clients was KCGM at the Super Pit. They literally took the process from 4 days from the time of inception to time of getting data back into the solution to real time. And that just blew them away in terms of what they were able to then do in terms of the analysis and the improvement in blasting that they could actually do.
Right. And there's an increasingly mobile aspect to this solution now too, isn't there, with what?
Yeah, so I guess from our aspect, we've also now got the capability to do your QA/QC, so dipping, understanding the environments of if you've got collapsed holes, whether there's water in the holes, all these different elements that affect how you should charge your holes and do your tie-in. And also, as mentioned before, the blasting aspect. So having devices or tablets inside your explosives truck to track and monitor how you're performing in those particular vehicles as well.
Right.
Yeah, just to build on that too. I mean, having all that information is interesting, but with our drill and blast solution, we can use that information to start generating some reconciliation reports, as Rob mentioned, and then really drive that process of continuous improvement. Drill and blast doesn't make big changes overnight. It's a series of studying the blast, learning what works and what doesn't work, and then making small changes to improve it the next time, and eventually till we get that information until the blast is optimized for
Right.
time, energy, and cost savings.
Is Hexagon Mining's solution, drill and blast solution, is it scalable between different size mines?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we can roll it out to quarries all the way through to the super pits of the world. The process itself is scalable and repeatable, and I think that's the beauty of the technology suite and stack that we have in Hexagon Mining.
Right. And where is the technology behind this solution going? Give us a glimpse of development and where we might be in a year or two as far as this drill and blast solution. Either of you.
I'll kick that off a little bit. We already have a tremendous breadth of. We almost have the workflow, start to finish. We can connect the dots pretty much all the way across the workflow.
Right.
So we can. We'll continue to refine that process and make that even better. Also, looking at creating integrated workflows with some of our other tools too.
Right.
And I think one point to mention as well is the integration we have with the block model and that aspect is in there. So getting this information from the drill rigs and integrating that directly into your block model to allow you to see where your sample grade or your ore bodies are and assist in that analysis.
Right.
So it'll be tighter integrations on the front end in terms of the geological modelling and design aspects, and there's only going to be improvements out in the operational path with improvements in the hardness factor of what we're doing from the drill rigs, and which really then again goes into that whole feedback loop and the way that we can improve the process.
Right.
Yeah, and Hexagon has a huge breadth of technology that we can use in drill and blast. For one example is the IDS radar, so we'll be able to, we can do our planned and actual vibration information, for example. And so those are some other areas where we can leverage the technology we have within our company to further help the clients get better drill and blast.
So finally, you've alluded to the answer probably already in your previous answers, but there's a lot of technology vendors out there providing drill and blast solutions. What do you think makes Hexagon Mining different?
I think it's the integrated solution.
Yeah.
Having that simplified workflow from design through to actuals and the reconciled information coming back through, there's no other solutions out there that can do that.
Right.
And I think that's true to not just the drill and blast, but a lot of the Hexagon solutions or Hexagon Mining solutions in particular.
Yeah, I'll build on that too and just say that a lot of the implementations we've done in the past where we didn't have the full suite to integrate with, it was kind of challenging because you have to get all those people in the same room from those different vendors talking and understanding and working on the same process. It's a challenge, but one of the advantages we have now is we have that whole breadth of technology. We have point A to point Z all the way through the entire workflow. All those people in the same room, so we can go to a site and deliver the entire end-to-end solution without having to have all those delays or just get things done as quickly as possible, best for the client.
Gentlemen, thanks very much for joining me.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Cheers. So we'd like to thank our guests, Rob Daw and Seth Gehring. If you'd like to learn more about Hexagon Mining's drill and blast solutions, visit hexagonmining.com, and to watch additional episodes of HXGN TV, visit hxgntv.com. Thanks for watching.